So student, please subscribe my channel, hit the bell button and click on all so you'll get all notification of my videos. Today we are going to see first poem of 12th English Maharashtra State Board textbook, and the name of the poem is Song of the Open Road. See, the poem is written by a very well-known American poet, Walt Whitman. Let us see first about the poet and see. Walt Whitman was born on 31st May 1819 on a small farm of West Hills on Long Island. He had very little formal schooling. He was a teacher and a journalist by profession. Whitman was the most influential poet of America, as well as he is called the father of free verse. He died on 26 March 1892 at the age of 72. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, वॉल्ट विटमन अमेरिकेचे अतिशय नावाजलेले पोएट, ज्यांना फादर ऑफ द फ्री वर्स मीन्स यू नो व्हॉट, इट्स अ टाइप ऑफ इट्स अ जेनर ऑफ रायटिंग अ पोयम, ज्याच्यामध्ये कुठलाही रायमिंग पॅटर्न फॉलो केला जात नाही. सो let us see something about the poem, the synopsis of the poem, what the poem is. The poem Song of the Open Road was first published in 1865. Earlier it was titled Poem of the Road. 1865 ला सुरुवातीला पब्लिश केलेली ही पोयम आहे. त्या पोयमचं टायटल अगोदर Poem of the Road होतं. In 1867, the poem got its present title and was divided into 15 numbered sections. आणि 1867 मध्ये 15 वेगवेगळ्या सेक्शन मध्ये पोयमला डिवाइड करून त्या कवितेला हे आत्ताचे टायटल देण्यात आलेले आहे. We have only first section as our poem. या 15 नंबर्ड सेक्शन पैकी फक्त पहिला सेक्शन आपल्याला पोयम म्हणून देण्यात आलेला आहे. He separates his poem into 4 stanzas. आणि या पहिल्या सेक्शन मध्ये त्याने त्याची कविता 4 स्टॅन्झाज मध्ये डिवाइड केलेली आहे. The first stanza contain 3 lines and the other stanzas contain 4 lines. पहिला स्टॅन्झा हा 3 लाईन्स आहे आणि बाकीचे 3 स्टॅन्झाज हे 4 लाईन प्रत्येकी आहेत. The poem is written from a first person point of view and in free verse. The poem tells us about the poet taking a journey to no known destination. ही कविता म्हणजे काय तर कवीने सुरू केलेला एक प्रवास आहे, ज्याचं कुठलंही डेस्टिनेशन म्हणजे जाण्याचं इच्छित स्थळ नाहीये. He desires to go where the road can take him. त्याने प्रवासाची सुरुवात केलेली आहे, परंतु डेस्टिनेशन म्हणजे इच्छित स्थळ त्याला माहित नाहीये. त्याला जो रोड घेऊन जात आहे त्या रोडने त्याला फक्त पुढे जात राहायचं आहे. This is what the synopsis or the summary of the poem. So let's begin the poem, student friends. Let's see the first stanza, and the first stanza is: afoot and light-hearted I take to the open road, healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. The poet in the beginning, here he says he has started a journey. And how is the journey? The journey is afoot. Afoot means by walk. Light-hearted. Light-hearted means without burden. I take to the open road. In the very first line of the poem, the poet says that I have started my journey by walk and I feel very light-hearted, without any complication, tension and burden. And see, I have started my journey on the open road that is in front of me. Healthy, free, the world before me. See, the poet says here की हाऊ इज द वर्ल्ड. नाव आय हॅव स्टार्टेड माय जर्नी अँड आय डोंट हॅव एनी डेस्टिनेशन. मी प्रवासाची सुरुवात तर केलेली आहे, परंतु इच्छित स्थळ मला माहीत नाहीये. परंतु जिथे कुठे मी जाणार आहे, जो काही प्रवास आहे तो या जगातला असेल. आणि हे जग कसं आहे, इट्स अ हेल्दी, सपोर्टिव्ह, इट्स अ फ्री अँड द वर्ल्ड बिफोर मी. सी हाऊ इज द वर्ल्ड. जग कसं आहे तर हेल्दी आहे, फ्री आहे, जिथे सगळ्या गोष्टी मला पोषक आहेत, माझ्यावरती कुठलंही रिस्ट्रिक्शन नाहीये, बंधन नाही. आय कॅन गो anywhere, wherever I want to, I wish to go. As well, I can select my own road, route, path in my life. I am living in a democratic world that is without any restriction. The long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. See, the poet says here, the road that I have decided to take on, the road that I have decided to walk upon. How is the road? It's brown. Brown means, unpaved, untrodden path. असा रस्ता की ज्याच्यावरती आतापर्यंत कुणीही चाललेलं नाही, कुणीही गेलेलं नाहीये. सी द लॉंग ब्राऊन पाथ बिफोर मी लीडिंग वेर एव्हर आय चूज. माझ्या समोर लांबच लांब असणारा हा जो काही ब्राऊन कलरचा असा रस्ता आहे ज्याच्यावरती अद्याप कुणी चाललेलं नाही, कुणी गेलेलं नाही, या दिशेने या मार्गाने पुढे कुणी गेलेलं नाही. सो हिअर इट सेज की लीडिंग वेर एव्हर आय चूज. हा रस्ता मला तिथे घेऊन जाईल जिथे मला जायचं आहे. सो इन शॉर्ट वी मे से हिअर फ्रॉम दिस स्टॅन्झा वी गेट अन सम इम्पॉर्टंट इन्फॉर्मेशन. फर्स्ट, द स्पीकर इज सेटिंग आउट ऑन द ओपन रोड ऑन फूट. Secondly, he is light-hearted and open to all. Light-hearted means without burden, and open to all means nothing to hide, without any secret. He is about to experience. Additionally, the speaker recognizes that it is he who is in control of his journey. He will choose where the path will take him on his journey. See, विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, कवी या ठिकाणी सांगतोय की the speaker recognizes that it is he who is in control of his journey. तो सांगतो की मी माझ्या प्रवासामध्ये पूर्णपणे डेडिकेटेड आहे, समर्पित आहे. आय हॅव डिसाइडेड टू स्टार्ट द जर्नी अँड टू गो वेर एव्हर दॅट द पाथ विल टेक मी. ॲडिशनली हिअर इट सेज की ही विल चूज वेअर द पाथ विल टेक हिम ऑन हिज जर्नी. आणि जसा रस्ता पुढे निघेल त्या रस्त्याने मी निघणार आहे, प्रवास करणार आहे. डेस्टिनेशन म्हणजे इच्छित स्थळ, जाण्याचं ठिकाण मला माहीत नाहीये. लेट्स सी द सेकंड स्टॅन्झा. अँड द सेकंड स्टॅन्झा इज henceforth I ask not good fortune, I myself am good fortune. Henceforth I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. Done with indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticism, strong and content, I travel the open road. A very important stanza of the poem. See, the poet continues the mood in the second stanza. दुसऱ्या स्टॅन्झा मध्ये सुद्धा कवी त्याच मूड मध्ये सांगत आहे. काय म्हणतो तो? सी, henceforth I ask not good fortune, I myself I am good fortune. The very first line gives us impression that the poet is atheist. Atheist means the person who does not believe God. पहिल्या ओळीमध्ये कवी सांगतोय की मी कुठल्याही गुड फॉर्च्यून म्हणजे माझ्या नशिबावरती अवलंबून नाहीये. मी माझं नशीब स्वतः घडवत आहे, स्वतः बनवत आहे. आय एम नॉट डिपेंड ऑन एनी गुड लक, गुड ओमेन. I will create good luck myself. And henceforth I whimper no more, postpone no more and need nothing. आणि म्हणूनच I am the sculptor of my own destiny. Poet says here. इथे कवी म्हणतो की माझ्या जीवनाचा शिल्पकार मीच आहे. मी कुठल्याही नशिबावरती अवलंबून नाही आणि म्हणून I whimper no more. Whimper means complain. Whimper means कंप्लेन. तो म्हणतो की यामुळे मी कुठलीही तक्रार करणार नाही. पोस्टपोन नो मोर. कुठलंही काम मी डिले करणार नाही, पोस्टपोन करणार नाही, पुढे ढकलणार नाही. and I don't need anything. आणि मला कुठल्याही गोष्टीची आवश्यकता नाही. I am complete. मी परिपूर्ण आहे. कशासाठी? तर माझा प्रवास पूर्ण करण्यासाठी. Done with indoor complaints. See, human life is a mixture of sorrow and happiness. So, it is said that a year without summer is incomplete, and thus so the life without sorrow is incomplete. So जीवन म्हणजे दुःख, आणि दुःख म्हणल्यानंतर वेदना, कॉम्प्लिकेशन्स, प्रॉब्लेम, अडथळे आलेच. बट I solved those complaints, complications, U-turns, problems in my life. Libraries and querulous criticism. Querulous means whining or complaining. So here it says that there are so many people who will criticize on me. There are so many hurdles. There are so many complications in my life. But I have done with them all. I have tried my best to solve them, to deal with them. मी पूर्णपणे प्रयत्न केलेला आहे की त्यांना कशा प्रकारे डील करता येईल, सॉल्व करता येईल. Strong and contented, I traveled to the open road. And see, here says the problems and complications, they are not just the burden or the hurdles in my life, but they motivate me to fight again with double enthusiasm. So here he says कि now how I am. आता मी कसा आहे? Strong and content. Content. Content means satisfied. आता मी मजबूत आहे, समाधानी आहे. I travel the open road. For what? To start my journey. Maybe I'll face so many difficulties on the way, but for that I am mentally and physically well prepared. And I have got this confidence from the problem that I have faced in my life. Let's move to the third stanza, students. And the third stanza begins with the earth that is sufficient. I do not want the constellations any nearer. I know they are very well where they are. I know they suffice for those who belongs to them. In the third stanza, the poet says here, the earth that is sufficient. It means, you know what? This earth, this planet is complete in toto with all its variations, with all its things. So, I do not want the constellation any nearer. Now, remember constellation. Constellation means a group of stars that make an imaginary shape in the night sky. You may say here fortune, good luck. So, the poet says, I do not want the constellation any nearer. Here he says की मला कुठल्याही गुड फॉर्च्यून किंवा गुड लकची गरज नाहीये. ठीक आहे? I know they are very well where they are. And here he says these things, this materialistic thing, it means money, wealth, and many more materialistic things. I don't need them. I know they are very well where they are. मला माहिती आहे की या सगळ्या गोष्टी जिथे आहेत तिथे चांगलेल्या आहेत. मला त्यांची काहीही गरज नाहीये. I know they suffice for those who belong to them. Suffice means sufficient, enough. किंवा म्हणतो की मला हे सुद्धा माहिती आहे की ह्या वस्तू ज्याच्याकडे आहेत ते त्यांना सफिशियंट आहेत, इनफ आहेत. I don't need those things that are materialistic because I know that wherever those things are, they are good for those people who belong to them. So, here the speaker seems to separate himself from other. He says the earth is fine the way it is. He does not desire to be any closer to the stars than he already is. He knows they are fine where they are, and he knows they are good enough for those who belong to them. This last line is in strong contrast to the rest of the poem, where the speaker emphasizes free will and independence, which means he probably does not include himself in the group of people who belong to the constellation. He does not belong to them because he does not need them. So this is what the synopsis of the third stanza. Now let's move to the last stanza. And the last stanza is: still I carry my old delicious burden. I carry them, men and women. I carry them with me wherever I go. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. I am filled with them and I will fill them in return. So dear students, the last 4 lines are given in bracket and this is called parenthesis. Now what is parenthesis? Actually the last 4 lines are the part of the poem, but the last stanza is separated by putting it into bracket. So let's see what the last stanza means. Here the speaker admits that he is not without his own problem, but instead of fearing, he enjoys them. See, still I carry my old delicious burden. The poet says, as I told you earlier, a year without summer and life without hurdles is incomplete. Though I look very well, though I look happy, it doesn't mean that I don't have my own problems. But I don't think problems as a problem. Here the poet used an adjective, delicious burdens. Delicious means, here he wants to convey that the burdens and the problems are a part of our life and that they are essential for our progress and development. या ज्या काही समस्या असतात, हे जे काही प्रॉब्लेम्स असतात, हे आपल्या जीवनाचा एक भाग आहे आणि आपल्या प्रगतीसाठी ते आवश्यक आहे. I carry them, men and women. I carry them with me wherever I go. या ज्या काही समस्या आहेत, या ज्या काही प्रॉब्लेम्स आहेत, यांना मी सतत माझ्याबरोबर कॅरी करतो. I never cast them away. मी त्यांना कधी झटकून टाकत नाही. I never run away from them. मी त्यांच्यापासून कधीही पळून जाण्याचा प्रयत्न करत नाही. Because here he says that they motivate us for the development and progress in our life. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. I am filled with them and I will fill them in return. So here the poet wants to convey to a student that की मला माहिती आहे या समस्यापासून या प्रॉब्लेम पासून मुक्तता होणे हे अशक्य आहे. आपण कधीही प्रॉब्लेम्सला टाळू शकत नाही. इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर लाईफ. वी नेवर रन अवे फ्रॉम द प्रॉब्लेम्स. बट हियर ही सेज दॅट आय एम फिल्ड विथ देम. माय लाईफ इज filled with the problems, the burdens, the complications, the disturbances, the hurdles. As well, I will feel them in return. But I have a strong resolution that I will solve those problems, complications, सगळ्या समस्या, problems, complication मी माझ्या लाईफमध्ये सोडवणार आहे. And I will be definitely a victorious, successful person. That people will remember me for my victory on the burdens. Whitman conveys the sense of enjoyment the speaker feels for his burden. In the second line of the final stanza, the poet admits to all that he carries them with him wherever he goes. This thought is continued in the final 2 lines of the poem. The speaker declares that he cannot rid himself of them. Instead, he and his burdens living together, he is filled with his burden and in return he fills them. The speaker is stating here that his burdens do not define him, rather he accepts them and carries them with him wherever he goes. So this is what the beautiful poem written by Walt Whitman. Here he says that complications, burdens and problems are a part of our life. We cannot run away from them. And these things motivate us. These things inspire us to go forward in our life for the development, progress, and many more things. So thank you, student. We will see in next lecture appreciation of the poem with figures of speech and all. Thank you.